Good day everyone. We are from Group 1 and we will be reporting about the epithelial tissue. Let's begin with the introduction. Progression on the study of the human body is from cellular level to tissue level of organization. What is tissue? Tissue is a masses of similar cells and their extracellular matrix combined with other tissues to form membranes or organs. What is histology? Histology is the systemic study of the tissue. So we have here the four basic tissues, which is the epithelial, the connective, the muscle, and the nerve. Our goals here is to identify epithelium, classify epithelial tissues, identify and give examples of the major types of epithelia. The materials that we will be using would be unlabeled photos of epithelial tissues, or epithelial types rather, and we have also here prepared slides. Basic role of epithelial tissue. The basic role is for covering or for lining. The next one is for glandular function. The first kind is to cover or lines, and then we also have sheets, which is the outer layer of the skin, and we have the lining, which is the inner organs like the stomach.
Hi everyone, I am Joyce Agustin and I am gonna tackle about the characteristic of epithelial tissue. First, it is free surface. One side exposed free to face outward or the covering or inward to the lining. Lethal matrix. Extracellular material. Basement membrane is a thin, glue-like layer that holds the epithelium, remaining permeable to water and other substances. These are the two types or the two kinds of glandular epithelium. First, exorine gland, glands that secrete substances into ducts that empty onto epithelial surface. The second is the endocrine gland, glands that secrete substances that diffuse into the blood stream. Categorized by structures of epithelial tissue. A. Depending on the number of cell layers. First, it is the simple or the single layer, and the second is stratified or the multiple layer, pseudostratified or the false stratified, and the last one is transitional changes shape hodgepodge. The second categorized is the shape of cell into outer layers. First, squamous, fish scale-like. Second, cuboidal, roughly cube-like. And the last one is the columnar, column-like.
Good day everyone. We discussed today is all about the cilia. Cilia is a hair-like projection on the pre-surface that refer materials along the epithelial surface. Determine a ciliated or non-ciliated. Keratinized did lack nuclei filled with keratin. Non-keratinized is the nucleated. Simple columnar epithelium. The main location is the ciliated tissue are the bronchi, uterine tube, and the uterus. And non-ciliated tissue is the digestive tract, bladder. The main function is absorbs and also secretes mucus and enzymes. Cuboidal epithelium. The main location is the sweat gland and the mammary gland. The main function is protective tissue. Renal epithelium. The main location is the line, the bladder, urethra, and the ureter. The main function is allow the urinary organ to expand and stretch. Pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium. The main location is the ciliated tissue lines and trachea and much upper of respiratory tract. The main function is a secretes mucus, ciliated, moves mucus. The different types of epithelial tissue. The first one is a simple squamous epithelium. The main location is the the air sacs of the lungs or the lining of the heart, and blood vessels. The main function is allow materials and passes through by diffusion and filtration and secretes lubricating substance. Stratified squamous epithelium. The main location is the line of esophagus, mouth, and vagina. The main function is protects against abrasion.
Hello everyone, my topic for today is all about simple cuboidal epithelium. It is made up of cube-like cells present in kidney tubule, secretory, and absorptive in function. In the next, simple columnar epithelium. A simple epithelium is an epithelial tissue that composed of a single layer of epithelial cells. These cells are in direct contact with the basement membrane. A simple columnar epithelium is a simple epithelium made up of columnar epithelial cells. The simple columnar epithelial cells are characterized by being taller than wide. And the next, pseudostratified, not a true stratified but appears to be stratified. And the last, transitional. We mean that these cells can undergo a structural change in their shape and composition, while epithelium refers to their location.
Good day everyone, my name is Salvationas Baltazar, and today let's try to answer some of the questions from our laboratory manual. Let us identify some questions here. Number 1, it is a type of cell that found in simple columnar and pseudostratified columnar tissue that secretes mucus. So the answer here is going to be a goblet cells. We all know that goblet cells resembles its namesake. So the wine goblet, if you can remember, it has a large cup-like vesicle that may be opened onto the free surface. The cell cup has no wine, but rather it has a mucus. The next question that we have is, it is one of two kinds of glands and it secretes substances onto epithelial surfaces. So we have to remember that we only have two glands, which is the endocrine gland and the exocrine glands. When we refer on the outside or on the surface, it means exo, out. So the answer here would be the exocrine gland. Number 3, a cellular organelle that is a projection that moves substances along the surface of a cell. So these are tiny particles on outside of the cell that projects like small hair-like. So they are called cilia. Number 4 question is, it is a type of epithelial tissue especially well adapted to excessive stretching. So the answer here would be transitional epithelium, since we all know that one of the characteristics of transitional epithelium is it can adapt to stretching. It is found in areas like the urinary bladder, lining of the urinary bladder. The next question is, a mucous membranes secrete this water-based protein solution. So the answer here would be mucus. So the spelling is actually different. So we have to know that the term mucus, which is M-U-C-O-U-S, and the mucus, M-U-C-U-S, are often confused. So the difference here is that the mucus, which is the MUCUS, is actually a noun that names a glycoprotein water solution, while the mucus, which is the MUCOUS, is an adjective that describes something covered with mucus. Next question is, a tough waterproof material found in the upper layers of some examples of stratified squamous epithelium. So the answer here would be keratin. These are what we call the dead skin cells. The next question is, it is a type of epithelial tissue likely to be found forming glands. So the answer here is cuboidal. Next question is, it is a type of epithelial tissue likely to be found on the palm of the hand. So it's going to be stratified squamous. Those are some questions that we were able to identify during our laboratory exercise on epithelial tissue.